Can I step in front of you?
No, you're fine.
You sure?
I want people to know that people actually come here.
They what?
I want people to know that visitors do actually come here.
Oh.
So you're fine.
This is one of my main purposes for coming here.
Yeah, mine too.
You know what the food represents?
They're offering. And she was a hairstylist, so you will often find hair products down there too.
It's really a shame the way some of these places just let go.
Yeah.
You think the state is
You would think so. And many of these tombs go back to the 1800s.
Yes.
You know?
Damn shame. It really is.
It's one of our greatest treasures in New Orleans.
Very, very disrespectful that some of the talented people in this nation.
Yeah. Yes. And there are many veterans and civil service officers here as well whose tombs have been neglected.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Chicago, but
Okay.
I moved here in 2003.
We're from Connecticut and moved to Florida.
Oh, okay. Another warm area.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're here on this is our 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wonderful. Peace and blessings.
Thank you, thank you. So I'd never made it to New Orleans, so I figured, well, we'll come. And here we are.
Yes, and I'm glad you did.
We are.
We need to be remembered. There's
Absolutely.
still much that needs to be done
You're
in the
absolutely
city.
correct.
I think many are under the misconception that, we're wonderful. You know?
Right.
And as you stated, just the state of the cemetery kind of gives you an idea of what other areas of the city are like.
Yeah.
They're being neglected also.
Was this area saved from floods, offhand?
This area generally floods anyway.
This does, okay.
Yeah, but it didn't get the Katrina-like flooding.
Now, this is not part of the French Quarter, because this side...
If it were not for the Iberville projects right there, this would be a part of the French Quarter.
Okay.
But there's sort of an imaginary line right here at this highway.
So they said that the French Quarter basically was saved because of it's on higher ground than
Yes.
where everything else is.
Yeah, it sits on one of the highest elevations in the city, the French Quarter and Uptown. I live uptown, and I too didn't get any flooding, but 4 days after the water came and we realized no one was coming, we had to get a way out because of the looting.
Oh, sure.
Someone burned half of our neighborhood down,
Oh,
and
God.
there was no water. There were no firemen, so there was nothing that could be done. And many of those areas still have blue tarps and barren land,
It's such a shame. I don't know what these people think they're going to gain by the looting. I really don't know.
I don't
Instead
either.
of shaking hands with somebody and say, hey, I'm here to help you.
Right.
Let's get this done together.
Right.
Well, everything would go so much smoother.
Right. Yeah, my neighbors, we rallied together, and it was for them that I was able to get out of the city.
Well, you're lucky you had good neighbors.
Yeah.
Good neighbors.
Yes.
We talked to a fellow last night at the hotel. His mother had just redone her whole house. Every hardwood floors, everything else. Fixed the place up. It had been sinking, and they had the house jacked up and reset up and everything. And after the hurricane came through, they survived that. But a big gust of wind caught the house at one point. He actually lifted it on one side, dropped it back down. Then okay, everything was fine after that. But the next day when the levee broke, that was it.
Yeah.
It came right through the whole
Yeah.
house.
And you would be surprised to know that many of those houses that did get the 25 and 35 feet of water, people are living in them now.
Isn't there something?
In the same conditions.
Oh, that's horrible.
Without the repair, without getting the funding to
the mold, that must be.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. Deep shit.
Yeah, the focus of our town typically is on tourism. So they try to protect the French Quarter, the streetcar, uptown,
Right.
the Garden District. But many of the rest of the city is greatly neglected. And that's why I came back. I was actually offered a home in Memphis, and 3-bedroom home, nice yard, quiet neighborhood, but I just couldn't stay in peace knowing that
Other people suffer.
yeah, so I had to come back and do something, even if it's just documented You know.
What are you doing here now? You say you're taking pictures of...
Well, I am actually a practitioner of voodoo, so I often come and give offerings myself anyway. But since Katrina, I've become quite prolific online. I have a blog talk radio show as well as several video channels. So I try and document everything from culture to religion to politics, the up-and-coming mayoral election, you know, and bring that awareness to people outside of the city who are otherwise only seeing, you know, the Mardi Gras parade.
Right, exactly.
And, you know, that's
the good part of New Orleans.
Yeah.
You don't see anything what happened to the old people. They're watching on TV, but that's all they remember. And like I said, it's a damn shame. It really, really, truly is. I feel so sorry for some of these folks. I mean, we know what we went through. We got hit with 4 hurricanes in a row of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we were without power, water, the whole 9 yards for 2 weeks. I had the forethought when I moved down there to buy a generator right off the get-go. But I mean, it was horrendous. And that's nothing compared to what happened here.
Right,
Nothing.
And we're a much poorer state than Florida.
Yeah.
So we don't have but so much resources to go around anyway. And then when you find out that, you know, the head of Section 8 is living in Section 8 housing, or politicians have pretty much absconded with much of the FEMA money, you know.
There was a lot of I don't know, I'll use the right word. A lot of graft on a lot of things down here.
Mm-hmm.
This going back years ago, too.
Yeah.
And it was very bad. I remember reading about it. I'm a retired detective, and I was always fascinated me how other departments work in other municipalities. I always looked into different things, and some of the write-ups were terrible. So anything is possible down here, I guess.
Would it really upset you to know that we had police officers in our neighborhood who we saw packing to leave, and that is when we knew we were in trouble?
I believe that.
They didn't try and warn us, you know, the water's coming. Yeah. They were getting out of town, and we said, okay, something is really wrong.
Well, look at, I don't know if you remember seeing it. Well, you didn't have TVs. You didn't have much.
Well, I was blessed. I had a wind-up TV, a wind-up radio.
There was a couple of cops, women, female cops, going to stores, looting.
Yeah.
During this fiasco. Now, granted, I would look the other way if everybody was in dire straits. I mean, they need some, first of all, get the stuff out of the grocery stores because it's only going to go bad in there anyway.
Yeah.
Take it out. But when it comes down to on televisions and things like that, please give me a break.
Yeah.
So, I guess those people ended up losing their job, but it was just very disheartening to see something like that.